If you were a kid on the internet in the 2010s, you were likely familiar with shows and movies such as Wolfsong, The Stolen Hope, and Cow in the Wild. All these series were made by single animators, or just an animator with a small team working under them. All of them also lasted an impressive number of episodes or minutes, with Wolfsong being a full movie with a runtime of 96 minutes, which rivals some theatrical releases. Unlike the other series that I just mentioned, 86 isn't a series or a movie. Instead, it is a single short. Though its runtime is not even 12 minutes long, it has attracted a loyal following. It's no wonder that 86 has managed to claw its way into people's memories. According to Sumiko, the creator of 86, the short was inspired by a dream that she had. Looking at the contents of 86, the dream seems a bit closer to a nightmare to me, with the dystopian setting and the terrifying cyberkinetic hounds that terrorize the protagonist. Even though 86 is a bit nightmarish, that just makes it a very fascinating setting, one that has left an impression on many people. Even to this day, people are still waiting on the next episode to see what else the strange world of 86 has in store. So today, I am going to be taking a look at 86, the content that Sumiko posted about 86 after the fact, and why 86 actually has a chance of being updated. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post animal fiction content, so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. So, let's talk about the short. In the year 2208, the world has turned into a cold, inhospitable place. The human population has been greatly reduced, and what remains of the species lives in giant, labyrinthine cities under the watchful eyes of the oppressive organization. In the cities controlled by the organization, nothing can go to waste. That includes dogs. Dogs, once man's best friends, are being used to police the streets and to keep people in line. Some of these dogs even have cyberkinetic enhancements, ranging from just having metal paws to being almost fully machine, allowing even more efficiency in their policing. 86 is a wolf dog raised within the organization. 86 stands for the percent wolf that she is. Because she is part wolf, she has certain privileges and doesn't have any cyberkinetic enhancements. That makes her an outcast among the other dogs. However, one day she finds a friend. Her name is Lena, and she is 50% wolf. She becomes a mother figure to 86. One day, 86 and 4 other dogs are brought into a room for a test. This test is to give them advanced privileges. It's somewhat implied that it's because they've been doing well patrolling. It is directly told to us that 86 already has these privileges and will be getting no new ones from this test, so I have no clue why she's even there. There are also 2 robotic dogs in the room. The leader robotic dog's name is CDM, and she takes her job very seriously.
The organization rules this area, and the government runs the show. So, you will answer to our commands. You will dispose of those who rebel. You will not hesitate to execute these actions in order to preserve the organization's standards. In order to maintain our duty, there needs to be fear within the people. People with fear will not commit to acts of rebellion. They will not try to rebel against the organization, while this canine force is here to establish this dominance. You are here to serve the government and follow our system. All this we teach is for the greater good.
She lectures them about how they must live to serve the organization and keep the city under their control. But one dog speaks up against her, who doesn't receive a name. Let's just call her Brown Dog. Brown Dog says that CDM has no heart, and CDM responds that Brown Dog is part machine and has attacked others before, so she's no right to judge her. Brown Dog admits that she has in the past attacked people, but will stand by the organization no longer. Somehow, despite her body language remaining calm, the humans in the control room above decide that Brown Dog isn't cooperative and decide to kill her. One of the other dogs involved in the tests kills her. We skip to the next day. 86 has been plagued by Brown Dog's death. She speaks to Lena about it, and Lena suggests that they try and escape. Lena even has a plan. She knows about the security cards that the humans use and has been studying the layout of the city. Lena says that in order to survive, they must have patience, and that's where the short ends. Now that we've gone over the plot of the animation, let's review it, starting with the positives. The art is amazing. There are practically no bad frames. You can tell that pretty much nothing is traced or rotoscoped, and instead it is drawn and animated fully by hand. A lot of dedication goes into doing that. You can clearly tell what breed each dog is meant to be. The Dobermans look like Dobermans, the Bulldog looks like a Bulldog, and you can tell that the Wolf Dogs are Wolf Dogs, even if they steer a bit closer to wolf than dog. Robotic parts can be hard to draw and even harder to make look right. If you draw too many parts, it looks cluttered. Sometimes its cyberkinetic design is so strange that it makes you wonder how the cyborg even works. But Sumiko handles the robotic parts perfectly. The short does a wonderful job at conveying tone. Though things are grim, they aren't so depressing that it can be considered overly edgy or grimdark. The color palette has a lot to do with that. Most of the backgrounds are either tan or gray, and just the overall palette is just gray and tan, which is depressing. The only pops of color come from the dog's eyes or the gleaming red of muscle fibers on the cyberkinetic dogs. The music also does well to contribute to the tone without becoming overpowering, and the voice actors all did a fantastic job. Though CDM is obviously my favorite. She's the only one that I showed a clip of, or rather it is. Now let's move on to the negatives. Starting with, this short has a really bad showing and not telling problem. The first minute is an opening scroll about the world, which isn't that bad, Star Wars does it. After that, there's around a minute of cyberdogs patrolling the streets, and then the next 4 minutes were just 86 talking about her life and how miserable it all is, with some animation beneath that. That's 5 full minutes of exposition dumping total in a short that's only around 12 minutes long. While I like the opening scroll, I think that the 4 minutes of 86 monologuing could have easily been replaced. Through the monologue, we learned that cyberdogs exist, which we already knew, that 86 is 86% wolf, that the humans like her, the dogs do not, and that she is friends with Lena. This information could have been shown rather than told. We could open up to 86 entering the rec yard and being attacked by some robotic dogs. Her attackers say, the humans like you because you're 86% wolf, but you're just 86% unevolved, or something like that. Then Lena saves her. That way, we aren't stuck with a slideshow of one character talking, and we are introduced to concepts in a story in an intriguing, action-oriented way. My second negative with 86 is that the world building is cool, but it somewhat falls apart when you look at it for too long. Why are the rooms that the dogs are kept in so big? Dog kennels tend to be small, but the rooms that 86 and the other dogs are kept in at the organization are as large as my dorm room, and they aren't even sharing it with any other dogs. Next, there's the test scene. Why are there no humans in the room to test the dogs? Are they just seeing how they react to cyberkinetic ones? We know what the test is for, but how are they testing for it? Also, why does the man in charge say that the brown dog who was killed isn't cooperating when nothing in her body language says that? Can he somehow understand what brown dog is saying? Overall, what we see in the short somewhat makes me think that in this world, humans know that the dogs are sentient. But if so, it just inspires so many more questions, and it's not really a writing choice that most would make. But actually, I scrolled all the way down to the literal last line of the description. In it, Sumiko clarifies that the humans do not think the dogs are sentient, and the commands are translated in forms of code pretty much. That clears some of it up, so the humans don't know that the dogs are sentient. But if you need exterior content in order to make your world building make sense, it isn't that strong of world building. Cough cough Dixie Pop. Even if the world building doesn't make sense, once you dive a bit into it, you can still feel what Sumiko was aiming for. It also isn't tonally inconsistent with its world building, and there are no major inconsistencies in the video itself. So that's what happened in the story and my opinion on it. I completely forgot before researching for this video that the 86 short wasn't the only thing that was produced within this universe. There is also a character trailer and some update posts that I somehow forgot about seeing. These update posts make me feel like 86 might actually have a chance of being revived one of these days. So let's get into it! First of all, let's go over the character trailer. The character trailer is for CDM, the robotic dog who is giving out the test in the short. CDM monologues about how CDM stands for Chief Doberman Mechanical. She takes her job very seriously and believes that the organization is always correct. They believe that all weak dogs should be cold. In the video description, Sumiko says that there will be 3 character trailers like this one. However, this was the only one that was ever released. There is a link to what is called a special trailer for part 2, however the video is privated. There are 3 video updates that were released that contain animation from episode 2 and give us clues on what may have happened if the episode was ever released. The first update features an extended shot of a man walking down a hallway and then talking to a woman, so that's not much to go off of. The second update has a section of flashing images. If you are epileptic, I do not recommend seeking out this update because of that. The images include one of the mountains around the city, a burning city akin to the ones that we see today with skyscrapers, a cyberdog's paw, 86's eyes, a man in an office, Layla in 86, Layla alone, and what appears to be a smoking crater. There's not a lot that we can discern from this, but I think that this burning city and the smoking crater are a clue to what happened in the world to make it the way that it is. The city was bombed, leading to the fire. I believe that the bomb was likely a nuclear one. Then, due to the nuclear fallout, the city and the surrounding area became mostly uninhabitable, thus forcing the humans to build the cities that they live in today. However, one bomb alone isn't enough to cause a nuclear winter. That's why I think a nuclear war took place. It would also explain the low population of the humans in the cities. All of the city shots don't show a lot of humans, but I doubt anyone would want to stay out on the streets too long in an authoritarian society like the one depicted anyways. In the third update, there's audio of Layla cryptically monologuing about how they must have strength while making harsh decisions. On screen, we are shown Lena looking serious, the cyberdogs, and the few shots of 86 looking very afraid. This update reveals less than the previous one. Making harsh decisions obviously is about escaping, but it could be about anything from sacrificing a dog in order to escape, or getting robotic enhancement to up their chances of successfully escaping. On January 1st, 2016, the last clip from 86 Part 2 was released. In this clip, titled The Struggle, or rather, Les Struggle, 86 is walking and also breathing heavily. There's not much to speculate on here. The third video update was posted 10 years ago. Since then, there have been 2 recent posts on the community tab, but I'll just tell you what the latest one said. In this post, posted just 4 years ago, Sumiko says that she is safe and alive, and still working on 86 Part 2, even though Part 1 was released 8 years ago at the time. She says that she is glad that people are still interested in the project after all these years, and thanks people for supporting her. Based on the post, it is clear that Sumiko was not forgotten about Part 2, even during all their extended absences from their channel. At the time of posting the update, she had been working on Part 2 for 8 years. In the description for the final update video, she said that would be the same length as Part 1, so 10 to 15 minutes or so long. In the final video update, they said they were 65% done with line art, 90% done with sketching, 50% done with coloring, and 70% done with editing. With the video so close to completion, it makes me wonder why Sumiko was never pushed through to animate the final bits that are left. Maybe they lost a lot of the files for Part 2, it's been a long time. Or they felt like they could never live up to Part 1 after how much attention it got, that being a full 3.1 million views. Though it has been 4 years without any updates, 9 years since any animation has been posted, and 12 years since the video that started it all, there are still people who live in hope that Part 2 will one day be released, whether complete or incomplete. Sumiko started with a dream and was able to share that dream with other people. Countless young artists and writers have been inspired by their work, I among them. It's crazy how huge an impact one small video can have on so many people. But that's all I have to say on 86. Do you like it? Do you think that there's a chance that episode 2 could be posted one day? Comment down below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I make Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats videos pretty often, and your support would mean a lot to me. And to those who are already subscribed, thank you so much for your continued support. I wouldn't have gone here without y'all. Peace, Rogan out.